Hello, dear students. I welcome you to the course Introduction to Computers, especially for business management students. However, the computer science and other related students, even the common people may join or attend this lecture. It's important. Today, I'm going to discuss the understanding the security measures. Uh, so, different topics, especially the vulnerabilities, viruses, attacks, and other things will be discussed in a detailed and understandable way. So, dear student, as you know, the computer security, that is also called the cyber security, provides the protection to computer systems and information from harm, theft, and unauthorized uses. So in this computer security is basically provided to computer hardwares and computer data. So computer hardware is typically protected by the same means used to protect other valuable or sensitive equipment, namely like the serial numbers, doors, and walls, and alarms, and so on. Different parts of the hardware may be secured by the computer security, while the computer data security is a process of protecting files, databases, and accounts on a network by adopting a set of controls, applications, and techniques that identify the relative importance of different data sets and their sensitivity, regulatory compliance requirement, and then applying appropriate protections to secure those resources. So the core elements of data security are confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Since the confidentiality ensures that data is accessed only by authorized individuals or authorized users, persons, and integrity ensures that information is reliable as well as accurate. Since availability ensures that data is both available and accessible to satisfy the business needs. Now, threats, when we log in the computer system using the internet, threats have been started. So, a cyber security threat is a malicious act that seeks to damage data, steal data, or disrupt digital life in general. So, cyber attacks include the threats like computer viruses, data breaches, and denial of the services. DOS attacks is basically cyber attacks, which almost happens when any one of us is connected through the uh, say web services or internet. But a security vulnerability means anything that can harm a computer when if any threat is available or any attack occurs, then anything that can harm a computer. And these vulnerabilities are a weakness in the security. If there is any vulnerability in your system, then it may be the weakness for the security. So a security vulnerability is a basically weakness or flaw or error found within the security system that has the potential to be leveraged by a threat agent in order to compromise a secure network. Or we may say that a vulnerability can be exploited by a threat actor, such as an attacker that attack hacker, even maybe, or any attacker that attack the system to cross the privilege boundaries that is performed. Unauthorized action means if someone is entering in your system, definitely he or she will, or any even the robot will perform the unauthorized actions in your system or within a computer system. So the risk is the potential of a significant impact resulting from the exploit of the vulnerability. So vulnerability is of different types, such as the network vulnerabilities. So network vulnerabilities are basically the issues with the network's hardware or the software that expose it to possible intrusion by on outside party. For example, the insecure Wi-Fi access points and poorly configured firewalls are basically the example of network vulnerabilities. Another is the operating system vulnerabilities. And these are vulnerabilities within a particular operating system that hackers may exploit to gain access to an asset the operating system is installed on or to cause damage. Uh, for example, default super user accounts that may exist in some operating system installs and hidden backdoor programs. Third one is the human vulnerabilities. The weak link in many cybersecurities architectures is the human element. Human element is a way or a element that is a very weak that enable the security attacks always. So user errors can easily expose sensitive data, create exploitable access points for attackers or disrupt systems because the human is always makes some mistakes. It's not error free, therefore it invites or it provide opportunity to security attackers to not intentionally means unintentionally some errors happens or occurs by human. That's why these vulnerabilities occurs. Often is the process vulnerabilities. Now, process vulnerabilities means that some vulnerabilities uh, that can be created by a specific process control or a lack thereof. So, one example would be the use of weak passwords, which may also fall under human vulnerabilities because humans set the password. If your password is not strong or it is weak, then your system may be hacked or any security attack may be done on your system. So, as business models means as a business model digitize, if we talk about security attempts to neutralize the threats, so as a business model digitize, hackers are adapting to the sophisticated techniques to breach enterprise networks and or steal the data what is available on your system, what is available on the other sources of the web. So for enterprise the biggest challenge is to detect a single well clocked threat in an ocean of network traffic rather than merely react. So security solutions emerge all the time to address the potential vulnerabilities or to save the systems or waves. So to get ahead of the problem, enterprises require a smarter way to detect, respond to, and contain sophisticated zero-day attacks. Means solution that provide a holistic view into endpoint behavior, not just alerts from point solution operating in silos, but neutralize threats across the threat defense life cycle. So to do this, enterprises may choose to operate on the entire threat defense life cycle, not for the single day, not for a single time, but it's a life cycle to prevent your systems, to prevent your organizations, to prevent your web systems. So it's a, I mean, the threat defense should be a life cycle. That's the protection, detection, and correction. Protect your system, detect the harms, detect the vulnerabilities, and correct them. And how defenses at each stage can be effective. So CDOs, CIOs, and Cisco may utilize unified tools to detect the unknown, quickly correlated the risk and correct threat before it escalates. Means different. These are the companies that provide you hardware, that provide you systems to save your, protect your system, and to detect these harms or threats and keep your system active and secure. So the endpoint plays a critical role in the threat defense life cycle. So a sound strategy for endpoints embraces three uh, overarching principles. For example, the endpoint should act as the foundation of defenses and the deepest source of insight. Endpoint and security solutions should share real-time intelligence and actionable forensics. So all of the defenses should work together and with the endpoint in a collaborative, even the centralized way. So they can react to threats automatically. And these steps may save you or save your system, that may be your computer system, that may be your domain or web system, and so on. Now, harm may be of different levels or different degrees. So, cyber harm is a damaging consequences resulting from cyber events which can originate from malicious, accidental, or natural phenomena manifesting itself within or outside of the internet. So the negative consequence of an actualized threat is basically harm. We protect ourselves against threats in order to reduce or eliminate harm. So a malware means a malware damage potential rating may be high, so medium or low based on its inherent capacity to cause both direct and indirect damage to systems or networks. So certain malware are designed specifically to detect or corrupt files causing direct damage. So these all the malware basically damage your system, includes all parts of your system. That may be the potential data loss means what definitely data is always potential and important. And even this damage may be to a loss of privacy and inability to use the hardware. Your hardware may be damaged, inability to use the software. So different damages may be done because of the malware. So a malware with a high damage potential does the following to systems or devices and networks, like to become unusable. Means it may make your system uh, unusable, to not boot or start. Even the boot up system may be damaged, or to require the backup data to recover the system. If you do have um, backup, or you generated the backup, then you may save your system by recovering the backup. So network traffic is significantly affected. Uh, generates a large amount of network traffic, making the computer inaccessible or unusable. Even the root systems is root system for the malware to gain the administrative privileges. Means these all things may be done because of the malware, and that may be damage the system or networks. So malware with the means these all attacks are with the high damage. If malware provide you, your system high damage, but even sometimes we get the medium level damage. So medium damage potential does uh, some points or some steps to the system, like open systems device network to allow intrusion. Means that this level of the this degree of the harm may allow intrusion. Intrusion basically is in the most cases of the backdoor. Intrusion comes from the backdoor. You don't know. You cannot see even intrusion may enter in your system and damage your system, or further infection even, as in the most cases of the malware dropping or downloading other malware, viruses, trojans, and other things may damage your system. Even damage can be recovered using your anti-malware solution. If you have installed the antivirus software, your damage may be recovered. So damage can be recovered by using fix or clean tools that clean the system, that fix the errors, and kill the virus or malware that is entered in your system. Therefore, okay, third level of the malware or harm is the low damage potential. So, low damage potential is basically the easiest to address. that is not so dangerous like the high and medium. However, it will provide damage to system. So yes, it may only require a simple system restart. For example, someone enter in your system and the file a little may file some part of the file may damage, but when you restart your system, you may save your system. So data loss is basically a big loss. So data loss occurs when data is accidentally deleted or deleted by the malware, deleted by an other thing, or tool, or even deleted by a human. So that is really a big loss. Means that something causes data to become corrupt, and when data is corrupted, you got a big loss. So viruses, physical damage, or formatting errors can render data unreadable by both humans and software. So losing files and domain documents often have a lasting impact on your company's financial health. One thing more, privacy. Now, privacy is the state of being free from public scrutiny or from having your secrets or personal information. Means malware may provide loss of privacy. So it's a very important because it's a something important that is not possible to show to each other, each one. So when you have your room that no one enters in your room and you can keep all of your things there away from the eyes of others, that's the privacy. So this is an example of situation where you have privacy. But loss of privacy is a basically means that this is stealing. Loss is a basically stealing. When someone lost your privacy, that is basically stealing. So the stealing and manipulating of private information, for example, your information available on the net or on your web, but if someone leak it, someone share it, then definitely that is a loss of privacy. So that is basically the manipulation of information by malicious attackers, and it is a commonly known as a privacy violation. So passwords, certificates, credit card detail, social security numbers, addresses, mobile numbers, and email IDs are usually targeted in this malicious attacks because these are your privacy. Your password is your private and definitely secret. Privacy is basically your secrecy that is lost by the malicious agents or hackers. So malfunction within the electronic circuits or electromechanical components like the disk, hard disks, tape drives of a computer system. And recovery from hardware failure requires repair or a replacement of the offending part contrast with the software failure. So if any hardware may fail, that may be exchanged or replaced, and you may run your system, and even the data may be recovered with some specific tool. But software failure occurs when user perceives that the software has ceased to deliver the expected results. So the user may need to identify the severity of the levels of failure, such as the catastrophic, critical, major, or minor, depending on their impact on the systems. Now, there are several countermeasures that may save your system from the attackers, malwares, hackers, and so on. So, a countermeasure is an action, device, procedure, or a technique that reduces a threat. A vulnerability or an attack may be eliminating or preventing it by minimizing the harm it can cause, or by discovering and reporting it so that corrective action can be taken. So in this, when you are going to take some countermeasures, you must steps taken to block a threat. Means what type of threat you receiving, you must block it by antivirus software, so by firewall and by other things, and protect the data from theft. You must have a proper password, secure passwords, and there must be the backup a duplicate copy of your data that you may recover at time, and protect the system from theft. Always check your system in a user data. How many users are available on your system? If users are more than you, then restart the system. Got that that may be malicious article. That may be the identity. That may be the hacker. Always check your system if you are on networking. But if you are in a standalone, then you don't need. Then you because we when I tell you when we are in home we are secure. When we are out of home we are not secure. Same happens here. When you are in a standalone environment, you are secure because you are not connected with other computers. You are not connected with other networks. But when you are connected with other computers, when you are connected with other networks, then you are not secure. So you have to take care of your security always, time to time. Time to time, you have to check your door, means your user status, your other process status, that how many processes are running on your system. That may provide you the proper security. And that is the basic concept of security. Now, Identity theft occurs when someone uses your personal identifying information and pretends to be you in order to commit fraud or to gain other financial benefits. This is the basic concept of identity theft. So once thieves access this information, they may use it to commit identity theft or sell it on the dark web. The I delivered a lecture on the surface level web, deep web, and dark web. So, if you are interested, you may watch my that lecture. That what is dark web and what is happening there. Because if I will discuss again this, then time will be. Uh, uh, I think I will take then more time. So I leave it. So identity theft is a basic, it's a crimes in which someone wrongfully obtains and uses another person's personal data in some way that involves fraud or detection, typically for economic gain. The purpose of identity theft is to earn the money, means to get some financial benefits or get even maybe, but the major is economic gain. Yeah. So definitely impression how they do impression, but the private information means impression means to attempt to deceive someone by pretending that you are another person. So there are some techniques for identity theft because although an identity theft might hack into a database to obtain personal information, uh, experts say it's a more likely the thief will obtain information by using social engineering techniques. So these techniques includes like the mail theft, because mail theft is a technique of identity theft. This is a stealing credit cards, bills, and junk mail directly from a victim's mailbox or from public mailbox on the street. And another technique is means how identity theft is used. So they use different techniques to gain the benefit. Another is dumpster diving. So dumpster diving is basically retrieving personal paperwork and discarded mail from uh, trash dumpsters is an easy way for an identity thief to get information. So recipients of pre-approved credit card applications often discard them without sharing them first, so which greatly increases the risk of credit card theft. And third technique is shoulder surfing. Now, this happens when the thief gleans information is the victim fills out personal information on a form or enter a passcode on a keypad or provide a credit card number over the telephone. So by this identity theft may be done. And the fourth one is the phishing. Now, phishing involves using email to trick people into offering up their personal information. So, phishing emails may contain attachments bearing malware designed to steal personal data or links to fraudulent websites where people are promoted to enter their information. However, uh, and there are some tips, means these are the techniques which identity theft use. But there are some tips on preventing identity theft, how you may prevent yourself, prevent your system, prevent your networks from the identity theft. So when entering any personal information on the internet, keep in mind, when whenever you enter any personal information on internet, make sure the connection is encrypted. These encrypted connections are always safe. I discussed you in previous lecture that how encryption connections are working. So VPN and other things are used definitely because data is even encrypted. So a connection encrypted with HTTPS, for example, because if now you look at your URL, if your URL is a HTTP, then it's not secure. But it's if it is a HTTPS, so it's secure. So the connection encrypted with HTTPS hypertext transferable protocol secure is usually indicated with the small lock icon in the address bar. So you may see at your URL, you may see the lock that is locked with the URL. Universal resource locator. What is the address? You may see the lock, and lock show that your URL is save, your web is encrypted. So when purchasing something over the internet, these are very important things because you are the student of business and you will arrange the manage the organization's business. And even if you are students of the computer science, so these are very important. If you are going to be appointed as a IT officer or security officer, these are very much important. Even you are if a common person, these things are important for you because when you purchasing something over the internet, now this is especially in the COVID-19 pandemics, majority of people are shopping online. So no doubt there are risks as well. But if you take care of you, there's a no risk. So when you purchasing something over the internet, unless you plan on buying something from that, some company again do not store your credit card or personal information on that site. Make sure to have an active and up-to-date spyware protection program and antivirus protection program in your system, computer system. So never send confidential information over email because it is not encrypted. Several people send their confidential data in email, but email is not encrypted. So uh, however, it depends on the ISP and the server which provide you services. So if your personal email that may be secure, definitely. So be aware of fake emails because if you are not using the secure server email or your personal email, then there may be the fake email. So be aware of the fake emails and phishing emails that claim to be company such as your bank requesting any personal information or login information. You may get several emails that show that someone is sending you from your bank, but that is a phishing. That is a fake email. That is not sent to you by the your bank. Even you may get messages on your cellular network, cellular network on your mobile phone, and they are fake phishing. So they are basically hackers. They are basically identity theft. They want to hack your data, your personal information. So what can do if a computer or laptop was lost or stolen? What will you do? So when entering answering, so definitely these are the things you have to think about. For example, a common security question, such type of the question asked from yourself. If this happens, then what to do? You will get answer. How system internet is a secure, computer system is a secure, but if you are not taking care, then definitely that may not be secured properly. So now, loss of privacy means personal information is stored electronically. You see, when we generate the email, we enter our personal information. When we generate any account on social media, we enter our personal information. When we generate account for our any bank or any office, we enter our personal information. So now our data is available online electronically. Even when we purchase products, we enter our personal data, and the data is stored in the database. So how we sure if the online company is not recognized, then they may sell your data to other companies. You may, if you look at your mobile, several messages are coming to your cell phone. How they got your number? They got your number from this type of the sh- companies which are not reliable. So don't give your number or email or personal data to each and every company, but no doubt you may give to the reliable that don't share your data. And don't publish your records on the internet. What we are doing, we are publishing our records on the social media or through emails or at different companies. No doubt we should, but the to the point. Otherwise, privacy and secrecy, confidentiality is a very necessary. So don't publish your records on the internet. That is a security measure. And internet use is a monitored and logged. You see, when we connected with the networks, we are monitored through different sources, different devices. We are monitored. So take care when you are logged. Don't public your data, don't share your secrets, don't secrets privacies and so on, because none of these techniques are illegal. If someone take your data, what is illegal there? You have to make it public. So take care of your privacy, don't lose it, otherwise you will lost your privacy. So now cookies are text files with the small pieces of data like username and password that are used to identify your computer as you use a computer network. So data stored in a cookie is created by the server upon your connection. So this data is labeled with an ID unique to you and your computer. Therefore, files delivered from a website, even when you log in, when you open any web, open any web, several web offer you accept the cookies. So don't accept cookie. Why you accept the cookie? If it's a necessary and web is a reliable, then you may accept. Otherwise, you need to accept any cookies because originally improved the sites of functions. So cookies now take history and passwords even. If you accept the cookies, they will take your password history and login history, and that your private information will be provided to uh, the malicious minds or attackers or so on. So try to browse the cookie blocking tools. Means always block the cookies, use the firewall, use the antivirus software, and so on to make your system secure. Spyware is basically the unwanted software that mostly people download on their system. So it is unwanted software that infiltrates your computing device, stealing your internet usage data and sensitive information. So spyware is a classified as a type of malware. So malicious software designed to gain access to or damage your computer, often without your knowledge. Even you don't know, you you are not informed, they steal or take your data. So the spyware gathers your personal information and release it to advertisers. data firms, or external users. Your data may be provided to different sources. So spyware is used for many purposes. Usually, it aims to track and sell your internet usage data, capture your credit card or bank accounts information, or steal your personal identity. How spyware monitors your internet activity, checking your login and password information, and spying on your sensitive information. So when you install any software, when you install the game, so they are attached with those softwares and installed in your system. So sometimes types of the means they are designed to record your the personal information, typically undesired software. So there are some types of the spyware, like the adware. So this type of the spyware means this is the adware. So this type of the spyware tracks your browser history and downloads. Means what are you opening and what are you downloading. It track all your activities on your web with the intent of predicting what products or services you are interested in. So that your intention or that your intention will be provided to other companies, and they will send you email or offers to purchase their product. So this part is working for the advertisements. So the adware displays the advertisements for the same or related products or services to entice you to click or make a purchase. So adware is used for marketing purposes and can slow down your computer because an extra process will run on your system. An extra process will be started on your system. Therefore, the system will be slow and make you disturbed as well. Another type of spyware is a Trojan. So this kind of the malicious means the Trojan, this kind of the malicious software disguises itself as a legitimate software. For example, Trojans may appear to be a Java or Flash player update upon download. Trojan malware is controlled by third parties. Is there is a controller that works behind the Trojan. So it can be used to access sensitive information such as social security numbers, your credit cards, your NIC cards, your other passwords, and other informations. Third one is tracking cookies. Now, tracking cookies, these track the user's web activities. What are you doing? Such as searches, history, and downloads for marketing purposes. And fourth one is a system monitors. So this type of spyware can capture just about everything you do on your computer system. What are you doing on your computer system that may be captured by this type of the, spyware? So because it monitors your system, what are you doing? All things are monitored. So system monitors can record all keystrokes, emails, chat rooms, dialogues, websites visited, what you visited, what type of the websites you have visited, what type of the emails you have sent or received, what you have uh, written on MS Word, PowerPoint, or in what type of the reports you have made, all things are captured. So because even what type of program you run on your system, all are the captured. So system monitors are often discussed as freeware. So for this to save your system from the spyware, again you have to install the anti-spyware tools. Another thing is bug. Bug means error. Bug means error. So, if we talk about a web bug, it's a small program embedded in GIF images. Or a web bug is an object that is embedded in a web page or email and is usually invisible to the user, but allows checking that user has viewed the page or email. So common uses are email tracking and page tagging for web analytics. Alternative names are means sometimes the web bugs are called the web beacons, tracking bug, tag or page tag or so on. So common names for web bugs implemented through an embedded image include taking pixels. So pixel tag, and this image is a very little, means one by one, one into one GIF, and it's a clear GIF. So when implemented using JavaScript, and they may be called the JavaScript tags. So web bugging is the basic use of these techniques analogous to conventional bugging, though not as invasive or intrusive. So the uh, effects of web bugs are not put on your system because gets around cookie blocking to because it gets around cookie blocking tools companies use to track the usage that what are you doing this. So to block this you have to use the spyware killer or anti spyware tools or anti virus softwares to block this, otherwise the system will be monitored and your data may be uh, not secure, your system may not be secure. Spam is a basically digital junk mail. You got several spams at different times. So it is a digital junk mail, unsolicited what communication means. It's the unsolicited communication sent in a bulk over the internet or through any electronic messaging system. If you look at your email system, below the inbox at the lower side, you may see the spam, and several emails are there that because of the email service they are not sent to your inbox, but they are available in the spam. So common uses are email tracking. The main purpose of spam is to track your email, and page tagging for web analytics, or even the spam learn what spam is, how it works, how to detect and how to reduce the amount of spam you receive. So these are extra emails, and these are not the pure emails which you receive. These emails are sent by, no doubt, unreliable companies which are not recognized by the web server. Though those companies are working, but not recognized, not secure. So there is send you email, but because of the security, web security, because of your email server security, they are not shown. They are not sent to the uh, inbox of your email. Natural disaster is a major adverse event resulting from natural process of the earth. For example, floods and volcanoes, earthquakes, storms, and other geologic processes may be the cause of the natural disasters. So disasters differ by the location. For example, different in USA there are different type of the disasters. In Asia there are different type of disasters. Middle East and other. So it is differ by the location. Typically result in a total loss. If earthquake occurs, definitely buildings, your computer systems, your web servers, network systems, or several type of losses may be done. There must be the disaster planning. Means a disaster may occur anytime. It's a natural process. We can stop. We cannot stop it. Even we are not aware that when earthquake is coming. We are not aware of these things. It's a totally natural where we cannot do anything. So what can we do? We can only plan to save our systems from disaster if it occurs anytime. So plan for the recovery if disaster occurs and your data or your system is destroyed. What will you do? How will you recover them? You must plan. If means you may save your data on clouds. You should make your backups and other things and list the potential disasters. But what type of disasters coming in your location or area? You must list and take care of that and plan for all eventualities as well. So practice all plans to save your data and systems from the disasters. Now, the computer viruses, if we talk about the most serious threats, the computer viruses, I think, the most serious threats. So, perhaps the most well known computer security threat, a computer virus, is a computer virus. Since a computer virus is a program written to alter the way of your computer operates without the permission of knowledge of user. So when virus comes in your system, because it is a computer program, it alter all the structures of your computer systems. It alter uh, hardware system, hardware coding or software coding, and other systems of your system. So data is the reason for the computer, because when if virus attack on your system, your data is important. Hardware you may replace, but if data is lost, you get a big loss. And the data is a very difficult to replace, because how you will replace if it again you cannot write that data again. So you have to save your data by keeping it at different locations. So protection is no doubt difficult, but it may be done if you are using the tools, if you are making backups of your data and keeping it on different clouds, then you may save your system and the data from the most serious threats. So these serious threats may be done by spyware, even hackers, predators, fishing, and so on. These may be the sources of these serious threats. Dear students, a virus is the computer code or program which is capable of affecting your computer data badly by corrupting or destroying them. A computer virus is actually a malicious software program or malware that, when infecting your system, replicates itself by modifying other computer programs and inserting its own code. So, a virus is a software that distributes and installs itself automatically in your system. No doubt it comes with any website, any data. When you copy data from any system, or when you download some things, or when you are opening different websites, virus may come and it distributes whole your system and installs itself. So ranges from annoying to catastrophic, different ranges are here. So like the anti but how will you save your system, web system, from the virus? So just antivirus software. You have to install the antivirus software, pop-up blockers, uh, active your Windows that block the pop-up. No pop-up can come to your system, and do not open unknown email. It depends on you to save yourself from virus. Don't open the unknown messages. Don't open the unknown emails. Don't open the unknown websites. If you will open, you get the loss. Means you get the virus, and the virus is definitely a significant loss. Another threat is the cybercrime. Now, cybercrime occurs using the computer in an illegal act. So it's a fraud and theft act. So cybercrime is basically any activity commissioned via computer or a digital device or networks used in the cyber realm, and is facilitated through the internet medium. So it can include the distant theft of information belonging to an individual, government, or corporate sector through criminal trespassing into unauthorized remote systems around the world. So it includes from the stealing millions of rupees, but billions, trillions of the rupees from online bank to harassing and stalking cyber users. However, the cyber crime, or you may call it the internet fraud as well. This cyber crime is a basically internet crime, because it happens because of the internet. So it is a basically internet fraud. If someone asks what is cybercrime, then you may call cybercrime is basically internet fraud. So internet fraud is the services or software with the internet access to Uh, Defraud victims or to otherwise take advantages of them. So the scam is carried out by compromising legitimate business email accounts through social engineering or computer intrusion techniques to conduct unauthorized transfers of funds. Cyber crimes may be the hacking, identity theft, cyberbullying, cyber stalking, financial fraud, digital piracy, computer viruses and worms, malicious software, intellectual property rights, money laundering, denial of services attacks, electronic terrorism, vandalism, and exploity, and so on. So these are our types of the cyber crime. And again, to take measure or to save from cyber crime, you have to save your system. Don't open other emails. Install the firewall, install the anti-software, antivirus software, and so on. Another security threat that is to data is a hacking. Now, hacking is an attempt to exploit a computer system or private network inside of a computer. So simply put it is the unauthorized access to or control over computer network security systems for some illicit purposes. So they can destroy, steal, or even prevent authorized users from accessing the systems. So basically, hacking using a computer to enter another network. Because when the hacker comes in any computer, she move to other computers around those networks means it travels from network to network, one network to another network, one computer to another computer till it find their targets. So hackers, definitely there's a motivation. Uh, is often the way of a bad actor gains access in order to execute a larger cyber attack, such as an advanced persistent threat or man in the middle attack. So these are the types of ways, methods of hacking that how hacker performs the hackings. And do you see it happens? They are very expert. They have a high degrees in hacking, and they are their accounts in those banks which may not be audited or checked by any country rules. Another threat is a distributed denial of services attack. Means attempt to stop public server. So hackers found the code on computers, and code is simultaneously launched So too many requests stop to the server because several requests goes to the servers. So distributed denial of service attack is basically it is a it occurs means commonly we call it DDoS. So DDoS means distributed denial of service. So it occurs when multiple systems flood the bandwidth or resources of a targeted system, usually one or more web servers. So the distributed denial of service attack uses more than one unique IP address or machines, often from thousands of hosts infected with the malware, and then they by using this type of the IPs different because when they come in your system, then in other system, so they use unique IP addresses or machines, uh, and then they work like a host of that system, while they are not host of your system or any system, but they pretend that they are host of this system and take on the other system or get the uh, related or important information from those users or systems. You see, now word is a change. Before the 2000 word was different, and after 2000 word is a different. Now the even the terrorism is a change. Now dark web is used for the terrorism and other law anti-law actions. Dark web is used. I suggest you to watch my lecture on dark web. It's a very important. I try to keep the link of that lecture in my this lecture's description. That is a very much important because now all type of the crimes are done on the dark web. So like the cyber terrorism. So cyber terrorism is the use of the internet to conduct violent acts that result in or threaten the loss of life or significant bodily harm. So, in order to achieve political or ideological gains through threats or intimidations, it is used cyber terrorism is used. And cyber terrorism, it is also sometimes considered an act of internet terrorism because it occurs on the internet. Therefore, it is considered an act of the internet terrorism. And terrorism activities, including the acts of deliberate, large-scale disruption of computer networks, especially of personal computer attached to internet by means of tools such as computer viruses, computer worms, phishing, and other malicious software and hardware methods and programs, scripts uh, may be used by these cyber terrorists. So, cyber terrorism is the use of computer network tools to shut down the critical national infrastructure. You see, sometimes national uh, important websites are hacked or shut down such as energy, transportation, government operations, or some confidential operations, especially which because of them several problems occurs. So those are also stopped or to coerce or intimidate a government or civilian population. So these this terrorism, cyber terrorism is used. So basically, target includes the power plants mostly. Target includes the secret or confidential websites. Target of this is basically government and non-government significant works websites. Now, don't think that this will use the physical things. So these will hack the system. These will destroy the servers of the governments or public private organizations. So if stock exchange or other state banks or other power plants or some secret plants are stopped or destroyed, imagine how much loss will be done. So organization combat cyber terrorism with different tools like the computer emergency response team is used. So, computer emergency response team is commonly called CERT. It's a group of information security experts responsible for the protection against detection of and response to an organization's cyber security incident. So these confidential and significant organizations work on this. Even the government cyber security teams are also working, like the home departments, internal departments are working on security to face the uh, cyber security issues, or cyber terrorism, or cyber attacks, to save the countries, to save the organizations. We have to take protective measures for these attacks. If we will not take, definitely we will suffer a lot. So avoiding identity theft, guard your personal information. Again, don't share your personal information on social media, on your emails, with your friends whom you trust a lot. Don't trust, because in this digital age, these hackers try to be your friend through the social engineering process. So don't trust them. No doubt you trust them, but don't share your personal data, personal information to them. So if you will guard your personal information, you may avoid identity theft. Uh, be very giving of information. Avoid giving account numbers or other things. Removing web bugs and spyware. Activate your Windows tools to remove the web bugs, to stop the spywares, or install the antivirus softwares. So install the spyware removal program. None are 100. I tell you, no one is accurate to remove the spyware or viruses from your system. So you have to use two or three antivirus or anti-spyware tools to remove it, because different techniques and programs are there. That is another discussion that I discuss you in some other lecture, but you may even go and Google some things. You may find something that no one is a perfect, but if you are using two or more, then you may save your system. And install a pop-up blocker. Pop-up are dangerous, so stop it. These are even Windows provide you that, so these are extremely effective. Viruses and worms, even so, purchase a good antivirus product to save your system or network from viruses and worms. Keep the product updated. Means if you install the antivirus software, don't leave it. Always update it. Always update it, that new policies may be installed on your system or on your network, and they may save your networks or systems from the viruses. And keep your operating system up to date. Means upgrade it time to time, that new policies may be installed on your system. Limit to your physical access, that will protect you and your system. So easiest way to harm or steal data, and if you will open your system, then hackers or external person, individuals may harm your system or steal your data. So building an account for each user. If there are 10 users in your organization, don't use a single account. There should be a separate account for each user. So even if it requires a password for access. So password should be strong, alpha numerical symbolic. Means there should be alphabet in capital and small form. There should be numbers and symbols. So, and password should be for software and hardware as well, that no one can access your hardware as well. So, use of firewall is a very good in this regard, because a firewall is basically a security device. Computer it, it may be the computer hardware or computer software. Comes in both the computer hardware, the computer software, but it is a very good security device that can help uh, you in protecting your network by filtering traffic and blocking outsiders from gaining unauthorized access to the private data on your computer. So firewalls carefully analyze incoming traffic based on the pre-established rules and filter traffic coming from unsecured or suspicious sources to prevent attacks. So, so firewalls guard traffic at computer's entry point called ports, which is where information is exchanged with external devices, because it protects from unauthorized remote user as well. If someone is trying to access your system remotely, I will stop it. Don't allow it to enter your system and makes your computer invisible to every hacker or every person. So that is a great security. Therefore, think uh, uh, of IP addresses as the houses and port numbers as the rooms within the house. For example, think of IP addresses as houses and port numbers as rooms within the house. Only trusted people sources addresses are allowed to enter the house. Means firewall will allow the trusted people to enter in your house at all. So, for example, you have appointed a security guard at your home. What security guard will do? Security guard will allow those persons which are uh, recognized by you. Same firewall is like a security guard that will not allow anyone without your permission or whom your system does not recognize. Also, backup. Often make the backup of your data. Backup is a basically copy of your file of your data, and it will help you if any disaster occur or even you need the data. So restore, replace a file on that disk when you want. So organization backup at least daily. It should be daily. Organization should make their backup on daily basis, and home users should backup weekly. Even if you are using the mobile phone, using the computer system at your home, you should make backup on weekly. However, the organization should make the backup on daily basis. It's a very significant to save your data. And you see, the system always generates the messages for the events. What happens? System generates the message that someone is attacking, someone is entering, and so on. If you are active, the antivirus or firewalls on your system, it will generate the messages for different events. So it provides clues about computer health. That what is the position of computer? If you are using the computer system, laptop, desktop, you get several messages that upgrade your Windows, upgrade your antivirus software, upgrade this. This is the problem. This is a what is that? So can alert to potential problems as well. If a problem occurs with your storage devices, problem occurs with your processor devices, problem occurs with your operating system, it alert you. So Windows includes the event viewer as well. If you are using the Windows, includes it uses the event viewer. So thank you very much, dear students, for attending this class. Hope you got it and got different measures to secure the system, to secure network. And if you have any question, you may write in a message. I will respond to you. I will reply you. And to understand more, repeat this lecture and make the notes. This is the best way to understand the lecture. So make the note of each slide and then study it. You get a very good information, and even you may what uh, response in any examination as well. So again, thank you.